looking at the sky, asking the heavy clouds for the reason why. But the answer wasn't in the wind or the rain, it was under my feet, beneath the pain. I'm digging my fingers into the dark, wet earth, preparing the ground for a second birth. It's messy and it's quiet and it takes some time to turn the heavy mountain into something I can climb. I'm planting the dreams that I used to hide, clearing out the weeds that were growing inside. It's a work of soil and soul, a labor of love, watching for the light coming down from above. I'm grounding my heart where the roots can run deep, giving back the promises I couldn't keep. I'm building a life from the ground up today, and the dirt on my hands feels like the only way. There's no such thing as a perfect field, just the honest truth of the coming yield. I'm learning the patience that the seasons know. You can't rush the spirit when it needs to grow. I'm comfortable now in the shadows and grit. This is my life and I'm owning it. Let the rain come down, let the sun shine through. I'm turning into something beautiful and new, deep in the garden, far from the crowd. My heart is beating steady and proud. It's a work of soil and soul, the labor of love, watching for the light coming down from above. I'm grounding my heart where the roots can run deep, giving back the promises I couldn't keep. I'm building a life from the ground up today, and the dirt on my hands feels like the only way. Soil and soul, let it grow. I'm ready now, Nyara Bloom. Soil and soul, let it grow. I'm ready now, Nyara Bloom. My unseen, but I'm here, growing deep. Nyara Bloom. They look at the surface and they see a star, like nothing is moving, like nothing at all. They ask why I'm quiet, why I'm staying still, as if I've lost my fire or I've lost my will. But under the surface, away from the light, I'm working on something in the middle of the night. I'm reaching for water, I'm gripping the stone, finding a power that is purely my own. The branches don't move if the base isn't strong, and I've been down here for a long, long, long. It's the unseen roots that hold up the tree, part of the healing that nobody can see. I'm stretching my spirit, I'm claiming the space, winning a war at a different pace. I'm wider and deeper than I've ever been. The strongest part of me is growing within. There's no use in blooming if you can't stand the wind, if the first little breeze makes your confidence bend. So I'm taking my time in the dark and the cold, turning my stories into solid gold. I'm weaving a network, a foundation of grace, so when I finally rise, I'll take up the space. deep down, down in the quiet, I'm building the anchor, I'm starting a riot, oh, revolution of the silent kind, leaving the fragile version behind. The unseen roots that hold up the tree, the part of the healing that nobody can see. I'm stretching my spirit, I'm claiming the space, winning a war at a different pace. I'm wider and deeper than I've ever been. The strongest part of me is growing within. Unseen, but I heal, growing deep. Nyara Bloom. Unseen, but I'm here, growing deep. Nyara Bloom. I'm drafting the blueprint, I'm clearing the site, tracing the edges of what feels right. The old house was heavy, the foundation was cracked, but I'm building something that the old version lacked. I'm measuring moments, I'm balancing weight, no longer a victim of a random fate. It's a pillar of courage, a window of light, a roof made of dreams that are finally bright. I'm my own mason, I'm my own guide, building a sanctuary deep inside. This is the architecture of a heartbeat, a rhythm so steady, a victory so sweet. One brick of kindness, one stone of pride, I'm creating the place where I'm happy to hide. It's solid, it's spacious, it's graceful and new. The architecture of a heart that is true. The hallways are open, the air can move through. I've made enough room for the parts that are new. I used to build walls just to keep people out, but I'm building bridges instead of the doubt. Every pulse is a hammer, every breath is a crane, raising a temple from the ashes of pain. Your design is evolving, the puzzles are solving. It's not just a house, it's a living machine, the most beautiful structure that I've ever seen. A rhythm so steady, a victory so sweet. One brick of kindness, one stone of pride, I'm creating the place where I'm happy to hide. It's solid, it's spacious, it's graceful and new. The architecture of a heart that is true. There's no rain in the valley, no shade in the street, just the dust of the struggle and the desert heat. They said nothing grows here, the ground is too dry, but they didn't see the color in the corner of my eye. I'm a stubborn little seed in a crack in the stone, finding a way to make this garden my own. I don't need a greenhouse, I don't need a fence, I'm making a life that finally makes sense. The harsher the winter, the deeper the roots, the harder the climb, the sweeter the fruits. You gotta bloom where it's hardest, rise through the grit, find the spark in the dark and then follow it. I'm a wildflower going through the wire and the rust, turning the never into finally I must. I don't need the easy, I don't need the best, I'm the miracle growing in the middle of the test. I've seen the roses in the manicured yards, but they don't know the weight of the heavy cards. I'm a little bit wild, I'm a little bit strange, the kind of beauty that only comes with change. I'll take the gravel and I'll take the gray and I'll turn it into color by the end of the day. Through the concrete, bloom, through the fire, bloom, taking my spirit higher and higher. You gotta bloom where it's hardest, rise through the grit, find the spark in the dark and then follow it. I'm a wildflower growing through the wire and the ruts, turning the never into finally I must. I don't need the easy, I don't need the best, I'm the miracle growing in the middle of the test. Ooh, anyway, in the cracks, in the heat, I've pulled my spirit in from the freezing wind, away from the places where my heart was thinned. I'm building a ceiling of glass and of light to keep out the frost in the middle of the night. It's warm in here and the air is so still, I'm finally leaning into my own will. I'm not hiding away, I'm just taking a beat to find my own rhythm and find my own heat. I'm a tropical dream in a temperate zone, protecting the magic that is mine alone. It's the greenhouse effect, it's the way that I grow, keeping the light in, letting the cold go. Under the glass I am vibrant and green, the healthiest version that I've ever been. It's not a prison, it's a place to be free, developing the architecture of me. I'm filtering who gets to walk through the door. I don't let the winter inside anymore. Some people call it a wall or a fence, but keeping my keys is my only defense. I'm soaking up sunshine, I'm drinking the rain, losing the memory of the freezing pain. Let the storm rage outside the pain, I'm not a victim of the wind or the rain. I'm condensation, I'm vapor and light, everything's gonna be alright. enveloping the architecture of me. Safe and sound, warm and bright. I'm growing up, sunlight on shadows. I used to think the dark was a place to stay lost, counting the damage and the heavy cost. But the sun came creeping over the hill, and the world felt suddenly beautifully still. I'm looking back at the long dark night and seeing it differently in the light. The contrast is where the magic begins. The struggle is where the spirit wins. The darker the valley, the deeper the hue of the golden morning coming into view. It's just sunlight on shadows, dancing on the wall. I'm standing steady, I'm standing tall. The ghost of the girl I used to be is just a silhouette in the scenery. I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. That's just the contrast I'm thankful for. Edges have started to soften. I don't visit the what-if world as often. I see the purpose in every gray day. There were just clouds that were passing my way. Now the colors are vivid, the focus is sharp. I'm playing the light like a golden harp. It's clear, so clear. The fog is finally gone. I'm waking up to the concrete jungle in the gray smoke rising. Everybody's chasing, everybody's sizing off the competition up the city street. I can feel the vibration under my feet. I'm walking different than I did before. I'm not looking for an exit or an open door. The world is hard and the world is loud, but I'm finding my grace in the middle of the crowd. I'm not a statue, I'm not made of stone. I'm carrying a garden, let that is all my own. Like petals on the pavement, blink against the gray. I'm bringing the color to a rainy day. Soft in the middle of a jagged world, the banner of my spirit is finally unfurled. They can't crush the beauty, they can't stop the flow. I'm the gentlest thing that you'll ever know. I don't need a shout to be understood. I'm finding the pulse in the neighborhood. There's a power in the velvet, a strength in the silk. I'm the honey in the coffee, the cream in the milk. I'm leaning into the contrast I see, the hotness of the city versus the softness of me. Step, step on the iron and the oil. I'm a blossom that doesn't need the fertile soil. I can thrive anywhere, I can breathe in the air. Like petals on the pavement, pink against the gray. I'm bringing the color to a rainy day. Soft in the middle of a jagged world, the banner of my spirit is finally unfurled. They can't crush the beauty, they can't stop the flow. I'm the gentlest thing that you'll ever know. Softly now in the city, petals on the pavement. Softly now in the city, petals on the pavement. Edges straight and clean, the most polite version that I've ever been. I kept the edges trimmed, the spirit small, trying to be the girl who could do it all. But there's a fire in the roots that I can't contain, and I'm through with apologizing for the rain. The trellis is breaking, the fence is down. I'm taking back the keys to this ghost of a town. I'm overrunning the lines they drew, doing the things they said I never do. Wilder than before, I'm growing out of bounds. I'm making it beautiful, chaotic sound. No more rows and no more cages. I'm tearing out the empty, hollow pages. I'm a forest rising on a canyon floor, and I'm wilder than I've ever been before. Love to give, so wasted on a pattern or a preset mold. I'm trading in the silver for the untamed gold. If the weeds are flowers too, then let them stay. I'm living in a loud and a vibrant way. You can't prune the soul, you can't keep it small. Watch the ivy climb over every wall. I'm wilder than before, I'm growing out of bounds. I'm making a beautiful, chaotic sound. catching a breeze I didn't feel before, leaving my worries at the garden door. I used to be a closed up winter rose, but now I'm open and everybody knows the scent of the change is heavy in the air. I'm shaking off the gold and I'm sending it everywhere. It's a tiny bit of magic on a summer wing. I'm not the only one who's starting to sing. The colors are jumping from my yard to yours, opening the windows and the heavy doors. I'm on a pollen path, drifting on the wind, finding the places where the hearts have thinned. A little bit of hope, a little bit of light, carrying the morning through the tail end of the night. I'm part of the cycle, I'm part of the bloom. There's enough of this healing for the whole damn room. I saw a neighbor smile as I walked by. Maybe she saw the possible in my eye. We're all connected by the invisible threads, by the stories we live and the paths that we tread. I'm giving away what I've worked to find, leaving a trail of the beautiful kind. Go, go, let the spirit go, further than the places that I'll ever know. It's a chain reaction, it's a wild design.